Perfect. So thank you for the invitation, and thank you very much to the Foundation for the nice organization of this event. I think it's a very, very nice event. And thank you for the effort of understanding fusion, because it's not easy. And when we talk with you, you understand something about fusion.
We're learning a lot, but we're also talking about the importance of sharing the ideas we're learning through narrative and spreading some of the ideas you're talking about. Anyway, welcome and go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I am Erik Fernandez. I am the general manager of INEUSTAR, which is the Spanish Science Industry Association. And today I will talk about the supply chain, our point of view, and which are the capabilities, challenges, and opportunities we see in this very challenging moment. Okay, science industry is the sector in charge of design, manufacture, and also maintenance of big science facilities. So the supply chain helps to our scientists in order to be able to construct this kind of scientific facilities as astronomical observatories, or big telescopes, radio antennas, and everything, or different kind of scientific accelerator-based facilities, as IFMIFDONES, or as many other scientific facilities that make use of particle accelerators. And of course, we are here because our companies also work for fusion. So during the last 30 years, Carlos yesterday explained it, Carlos Alejandre was talking about the experience we have in Spain in a strong relationship between the public research organizations and the private sector, co-developing knowledge and technology in order to be able to construct, to make a reality the experiments they want to do. So I think today and yesterday we are talking about PPPs, about how to establish this collaboration. Probably some of the topics have already appeared during today's session, but later on we will talk about some of the key elements I consider necessary for this PPP. But I think we have, at least in Spain, which is the ecosystem I know, we have this good relationship where research organizations, public authorities with the constant support of our ministry with CDTI and other bodies, and the private sector that responded to this challenge of developing technology and components for fusion. But now fusion is in one new challenge. We usually, in our sector, when we talk about scientific facilities, we have the typical challenge of move from prototypes, many times handmade in the lab, many months in order to manufacture a single component, to a series production. This is our typical challenge when we talk about scientific facilities. So it's you can use 3 months in order to construct one magnet, but when you need to construct 500 magnets, so you need to do different approach. But now, before, someone told that we are in a different moment. We are moving from a lab to a competitive, cost-effective facility. I think Carlos Hidalgo, which is not here now, commented this in one of the interventions. So we need to be cost-effective, and this is a new challenge that we need to deal from the beginning, because we are focused on solving the majority or some technical problems that still we need to solve, because to run a fusion reactor is not easy. We have seen that there are some gaps in the technologies, but also in the same time, we need to deal with the future. So we need to put in the equation a more complex approach, which is the competitiveness and cost effectiveness. So those are the ingredients, and we are in a very exciting moment where, okay, I don't know why, it's, so this picture that you can see for some seconds illustrates the situation we have now. So in the last 4 or 5 years, 40 startups or private activities trying to deal with the development of technology and even fusion reactors from the private side is a reality. I think it's part of my presentation, it's a mistake, sorry. But this is a great opportunity for the supply chain. So imagine we have been working, also it's a challenge, but we have been working for ITER, we have learned a lot together with the research institutes in developing key competences in order to manufacture component systems and subsystems for fusion reactors. And now we have 7 to 9 billion in private sector trying to develop some components. We know how to do that. So for us, for the supply chain, it's a great opportunity, but not only in fusion. So I think some of the technologies we are developing for make a reality a fusion reactor can be applied also to other sectors. So we have here some examples, quantum technology. So I don't know how, but in the future, some of the technologies we are making use as cryogenics, vacuums, high precision copper machining or whatever can be applied to this coming sector, and also the application to medical devices appeared a few times during these sessions. So now is the moment. So we are living a very special moment where things are changing. So as I mentioned, we have 7 to 9 billion in the ecosystem, new money that is coming. So you can have, some of you can have the opinion that probably is too early to do this movement from the public to the private sector. But I think the reality is that this train is moving, and it's, we need to adapt to this, to the moment we are living, okay? Because all we know about fusion started in the research, public research organizations. So the knowledge we need in order to develop fusion reactors is now in the public sector. It's true that thanks to the relationship with the public sector, now part of the know-how is in the private sector, in the supply chain, so because the industrialization is something we have been doing for many years. But this knowledge, technology, and IP transfer is not as simple as pass a relay in a race. So I think it's something more like this, okay? So we need to work together in a tandem, because this is not only about transferring IP or transferring the knowledge in the books. So we need to co-develop things, because this knowledge cannot be easily transferred in a paper or in a patent, okay? I think we have still a long road ahead, and we need to do this together. It's the moment to advance together. And I have 1 minute and some seconds, so I will put into the table a few small challenges that I think we have in the sector. One is the communication. So we communicate not well. We can improve this. So in this room, we are trying to solve one of the key crisis we have in this planet, which is the energetic crisis. So we need to communicate in all the directions. So between us, we need to know better each other, but also we need to communicate to the society, to the childs, and to everybody. The second challenge, I think, is very important, and we have seen some keys, is the public research institute, private company collaboration. So we need to break the wall. We have a wall, and it's a reality. So we are different worlds, and we need to trust each other. And this ingredient Emilio mentioned before, I think is based on trust, absolutely. And trust only can be obtained thanks to a shared vision and a clear conversation between parts. Okay, so we need to put into the table the objectives clearly of each of the parts. It's the only way we can work together. The third challenge I see is the availability of the supply chain. So it is not supplying without demand, that's clear, but we have a market of peaks and valleys. So we need to establish a relationship between the supply chain and the research organization, or the supply chain and the machines we need to manufacture, thinking in the long term, because if we develop the technology for doing whatever in a reactor, and we spend 10 years in order to do the series production, we will lose this knowledge in the industry. But also it's a risk in the supply chain, because some of the critical technologies are very distributed in a very small number of companies. For example, gyrotrons is a good example, guided waves, or some things. So the availability of the supply chain for this great number of new machines is not clear. And the last one is the talent. So this sector needs to grow. This sector will need the best people inside. So we need to attract and create the talent. So thank you very much. Still, we have a long road ahead, and it's safer and easier if we do it together. Thank you very much.